the Commissioners. Commissioner Jack Manning is our studio guest at the moment. Good to see you, Jack. Let me mic you up there. Here we go.
Yeah. Always great to be with you, Scott. Appreciate it.
We've been hearing your voice all morning from coverage last night of the Chamber of Commerce dinner, and you got to give the award to, as you mentioned, you got to give both Cobsacks. You can't just hand one to one, or Nathan or Mark. You got to award them both.
Yeah, it's a great team, and they really are inseparable. you see them everywhere together. You think you're seeing double, and you are seeing double.
What happened last night
guys.
at the Chamber of Commerce? What was the purpose of that?
Yeah, so that's the annual Business of the Year awards. And I think the important thing is they're awardees, not winners. It isn't a competition. These are folks that are being awarded recognition for the outstanding work that they've done. So whether it's large businesses, small businesses, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, different people that they've recognized for the body of work that they've accomplished over the years, it's something that I was very proud of when I was at the Chamber. And actually, when I was at the Chamber, we created several additional awards, and that's partially, I guess, responsible for the length of that event last night, because we went from 4 awards, I think, when I was first president, and expanded that. We brought in an Entrepreneur of the Year award. As a matter of fact, Jessica Shoemaker from Beaver Bagel was the first Entrepreneur of the Year award, and we were thinking about what a great job she had done going from making bagels in her parents' basement, selling them at the farmers market, to this great establishment that's become an anchor in Beaver.
She can also teach a lesson on how to promote yourself on social media. I think she's best. Her and the Beaver Bagel team.
Just an amazing team, an amazing accomplishment, now an anchor in Bridgewater. And she was what I had in mind when we said we need an Entrepreneur of the Year award. And Brian Wright got it last night. Boy, what a worthy awardee he is, and all the great work that they've done. The right family with the right promise, right traffic control, right engineering and construction. Just a great family. I got to tell you, his daughter introduced him for that. I was telling my wife about it. I was choking back tears telling my wife about her speech to introduce her dad. Just outstanding. She's a senior at Black Hawk High School, and she introduced her dad for that. And so, very poignant evening, but just very meaningful to show the breadth and depth of the great people we have in Beaver County, and all of the great businesses, the nonprofits, the work, and the Cobsacks getting the Citizen of the Year award. Linnell Scaife was on my board at that time when we created that one as well.
The Cobsacks very instrumental in Push Beaver County, all the work that does, the fire, the Beaver County Boom and the Maple Syrup Festival, and then, as I mentioned, they also have their own business in Monaca, that Valley Vintage Motor.
Yeah, and I first knew them when they were involved with Rochester Manor, and the nursing home and stuff. There was a family business for a while there. Just outstanding people. Anytime you see their name, you know something positive and something good is happening in Beaver County, and it's just great. And I'm very proud. I would like to say I'd like to thank Lance Grable, but I really can't thank Lance for anything. But if he's listening, the Chamber has really elevated their game, and I'm so pleased at the direction they're going and the breadth of engagement and the direction of things that they're doing.
What were some of the other honors that were given? You mentioned there were a couple others besides Entrepreneur. Were there 2 other ones you said? Or?
Well, the Citizen of the Year, the Entrepreneur of the Year. There's an IDAC award for diversity and inclusion. The Sean Owens Award in Sean's memory. It was another one that was given out to the center at Midland. Great people. The Nonprofit of the Year was Inspired Hearts and Hands. I always get that confused. Mindy was there for that. They've just done some great work reaching a lot of kids and families across Beaver County. And then the small business and large business, Vistra being the large business, some great work they've done. And 3 Chord Wealth Management, Todd Albertina's group won the Small Business Award. So just an outstanding night, just showing, again, the breadth and the depth of great people. But the important thing, these aren't just successful businesses. These are made up of people that are successful in serving Beaver County in ways beyond just their business entities. And it was just a nice evening. There was an Ambassador of the Year award, too, that's there for the Chamber, and Renee Sosman from Medic Rescue got that for all the work she's done internally. So I hope it didn't leave anybody out there from memory. But it was great. And Lance and his team there, he's got a new team. Like I say, they're really hitting their stride. Love what they're doing. Love that team. Obviously, the chamber is near and dear to my heart because of the impact and the influence they can have on the positive direction that Beaver County is taking. So,
and I heard I missed
an outstanding night. It was great to have the radio station there too, Frank. Frank being there and introducing and doing some stuff. The engagement with the radio station has always been positive, and you know how appreciative I am of St. Barnabas and everything that they've done in the community as well. So just outstanding.
I heard I missed a pretty good spread of food there at Shakespeare's restaurant, too.
I'll tell you what, I hadn't been there for a while for a meal, and it was excellent. It was awesome, the whole buffet and stuff that they had there. Just great food, great setup. The aesthetics and the atmosphere was really excellent, the way they had the room set up. So.
Shakespeare's does a pumpkin bisque this time of year. It is off the charts delicious. I highly recommend that if anyone gets a chance. Also a busy week. We had election nights, of course, and unofficial results. Any word from the county, as county commissioner, when the results get certified and become official?
Yeah, I know yesterday, I haven't checked in this morning. I know there's still some outstanding ballots that come in. They have to wait a little bit. Provisional ballots counted. I know they were in the process of doing that. I know there was one, North Swickley, there was a tie for one of the supervisor races, and I know there were 6 provisional ballots that they were waiting to count. There were, 2 or 3 dozen of those yesterday. I don't know what all of the official results are yet. I don't know if they've been posted as official. They could be. I didn't check this morning, but when I go in after here, I need to get a little more information on some of the final results.
Is there an automatic recount if there's a certain smaller number of votes separating two candidates?
I know there are for some federal and state. I don't know if that applies to the local elections or not. I know there's I know there's a process where people can ask for a recount and stuff, but I can tell you that they rarely change the outcome when you do have even ones that are within that automatic recount margin of error at the federal or state level, but those are usually driven by federal state law. I don't know locally that case. Something that they ask Colin Sisk or Gary Fidelis about, because I know we had some close races. The Mayor and Beaver race I know was won by a little more than a dozen votes. Those kinds of things, I'm sure. Mayor Hamilton, if he wanted to, could ask for a recount. My doubt is unless there's a lot of challenged ballots somewhere that those outcomes with that much of a difference in the local elections.
If there is a recount, does the candidate pay for that himself or herself? Or
that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, Scott, whether they have to pay for that or not. The ones that are mandated state and federally, those obviously are paid for by a different process, but I guess somebody could.
And people are talking about, as you mentioned, the Beaver mayoral race, less than a dozen votes or 13 votes or whatever. And the way it worked is the two candidates ran against each other in the primary, and but Lincoln Kretschmer also won the Democrat, so he was able to run again, even though he lost the primary and this time won the general election. Is that? Yeah. I see that a lot in school boards where candidates cross-file. I have not seen that, in my knowledge, to a mayoral candidate. Is that? You have any thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good rule?
My understanding is, you can't cross-file for those elections in there. But I believe what happened in this case was he was written in on the Democrat ballot and had enough write-in votes on the Democrat, and that's why he got back on the ballot for the fall election.
Interesting.
So that's different, which does happen occasionally, but that's the only way I think that can happen. There are certain municipal roles, just like county roles. There's no way, as commissioner, you could cross-file.
Right.
You're either part of that party primary or you're not, but you can obviously get write-in votes on the other side. It happened with, I think, Tony Guy one time. That happened to as well. He ended up being the highest vote getter, the Republican and the Democrat. Well, or Dave Gabauer, that happened to as well. So a lot of times people try and do that in election, have people have a campaign to have your name written in on the opposite party of what you're running from, just to avoid having to go through an election. It's rare, but it does happen.
And from a regional standpoint, because Beaver County works with our neighboring counties, did anything stand out to you or surprise you, or do we have any connections with any of the new elected officials in Allegheny County or Lawrence County?
Yeah, nothing too much. I was surprised because he's on I'm a CCAP. I'm on an economic and community development subcommittee of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. And one of the people that was on that subcommittee was Brenton Davis from Erie, who was their county executive. And he lost resoundingly and surprisingly yesterday, which was a big surprise. And then we heard about the sheriff in Bucks County losing his race yesterday, probably related to that 287G ICE thing there. But locally, most of the commissioners weren't up, most of the row officers weren't up. We're on a different cycle. So most of them were just school boards and our 53 and a half municipalities that we have here in Beaver County. So a couple of surprises for me, but nothing that doesn't happen, on a normal basis. The judge retention stuff, Judge Faust here locally was retained very solidly, and he does a good job. He's pretty critical to us because he oversees the Board of Assessment cases that are still going through appeals now as well. So
I go back to the days when Dale Faust was the county solicitor.
Yeah.
In the mid-'90s, yeah.
Yeah, he'll talk about that there once in a while. He's on our prison board as well. Yeah, I chair the prison board, and we have somebody from the courts that's always on that, and Dale's there. And a lot of times he'll talk about his role in getting the jail built there and being county solicitor and some other things that seem like an eternity ago now, but he was very instrumental in a lot of good stuff that's happened in Beaver County.
You current commissioners don't quite make the same number of headlines that Jimmy Albert, John Aniline, and Roger Javins did back in the 90s, which is probably a good thing. I don't know. I mean, I liked all three of those guys, but.
Yeah, and I knew a couple of them fairly well, but when I moved here 25 years ago, and I didn't know anybody. I got to know Dan Donatella and had a great respect for him and Charlie Camp and those guys. But Jimmy Albert was interesting because I would pick up a copy of the Times, and it was always Albert against Albert opposes Albert, and that's all I knew about him. It was just a name, and he was usually on the opposite side of where his two colleagues were.
He called Beaver residents cake eaters once in a quote I remember like that. It was good for a reporter, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We have to cut to a break, but I do want to talk about something important that's come up since we last talked. The Heritage Valley and Allegheny Health talks about that.
Yeah,
so
that's a big deal.
I'll get your thinking cap on that, and let's cut this break. We'll be back with more. Commissioner Jack Manning.
Okay.
Listen to Beaver County Radio every Monday and Friday in the 11 o'clock hour for the Beaver County Humane Society's Pick of the Litter. We'll be highlighting one resident animal from the shelter that needs a loving home. Pick of the Litter is being brought to you each and every Monday and Friday by Tom Sipes Demolition, Nally Elias and Associates, Balcones Moon Township Ford, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Alvarez Hahn Funeral Home, J. Young Refuse, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, and Beaver County Radio. Check out the Pick of the Litter on our website at beavercountyradio.com.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 36 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse offers both commercial and residential pickup as well. Call J. Young Refuse at 724-495-6199 today.
Nothing could be better than enjoying your favorite sports together with friends, and no place is better to make that happen than the Hangar in Moon Township. Whether it's black and gold football or hockey, college football and basketball, come watch all the action inside on the tarmac with 16 big screen TVs, plus an outdoor patio that's heated with a full bar, 4 big screen TVs, and you can tailgate there all night long. And to complete it all, there's a fire pit to sit around. Local and family owned for over 30 years. See Facebook for weekend food features and game day specials. Hang out with your friends at The Hangar, 500 Flockety Run Road in Moon Township.
Looking for an elevated dining experience with a lively bar atmosphere? Then Jackson's Restaurant and Bar in Monaca is your destination. Jackson's serves modern American cuisine with a fresh flair, perfect for lunch, dinner, and a special Sunday brunch and dinner. Located near the Beaver Valley Mall, adjacent to the Hilton Garden Inn, Jackson's event space is the perfect venue for weddings, showers, or anniversaries. And don't miss Jackson's Thursday live music series with popular acts like the Groove Doctors and Rudy Zetz. See what's upcoming at Jackson's by visiting jacksonsbeavervalley.com.
Come out Saturday, November 8th from 10 to 4 p.m. for a craft and vendor show at Renewed Hope Ministries, located at 1013 Beaner Hollow Road in Beaver. This event is presented by the National Alliance of Mental Illness of Beaver County. There will be more than 20 craft, collectible, and hobby vendors. They will have food, beverages, a silent auction, as well as chaotic Java on location. So come out and support a good cause Saturday, November 8th from 10 to 4 p.m. at the Renewed Hope Ministries at 1013 Beaner Hollow Road in Beaver, presented by the National Alliance of Mental Illness of Beaver County.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
Coming at you from the Fry Transportation Group Studios, 9:26 on this Thursday morning. It's Ask the Commissioners. Phone line's open if you have a question. We are joined by Jack Manning, Commissioner. Phone number 724-843-1888. I did want to talk about the hospital, the reports about Allegheny Health Network looking to acquire Heritage Valley. What have you heard, and if this is progressing, what would this mean for Beaver Valley residents?
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, people have been anticipating the potential of this for quite some time, just the nature of the healthcare business. We can see how much turmoil and tumult there's going on with healthcare coverage, especially in rural communities, rural hospitals and regional hospitals, independent hospitals have been struggling for a while. Heritage Valley has done a remarkable job doing what they've done all that time. Give Norm Mitry and that hospital board a lot of credit for persevering and navigating all the Highmark, UPMC stuff that was going on and all the other things. And I think this is a great natural fit for Highmark to come in. I think it enhances what Heritage Valley has been able to accomplish. And I think it kind of guarantees the future for the next foreseeable future of having local healthcare facility and the resources to back that up and expand the breadth of specialists and other people that can help keep Beaver County healthy.
Now, as Highmark indicated, if this goes forward, would they use the current hospital facility? Would there be new development, expansion?
Yeah, my understanding and the way they've announced it is this is the 15th and 16th hospitals in their system. So Sewickley being one of them, as well as the Beaver Valley campus, the Brighton campus. So I believe they plan on keeping those. There was a bond issue that was passed, or that was submitted. We had to sign off on as commissioners several months ago. That was for some renovations in the Heritage Valley system. I assume some of it was for up on the hill there on Dutch Ridge as well. So I know they were planning to continue to invest and upgrade the facilities. I expect maybe some more of that to happen. I think several of the Heritage Valley neighborhood medical centers have gone well. I think they're great assets to regionalize and make stuff closer. The connection with the cancer center up there that Heritage Valley has, which is UPMC, I think, but we'll see what happens with all those relationships. But I think there's enough collaboration and interest rather than competition in that system. They just want to guarantee that people have access to every healthcare opportunity that's needed regionally. So I'm pretty pleased, pretty excited about it. A lot of credit again to Norm and that board. Bob Terwilliger, I know, who's the chair. That board was on my chamber board with me for a long time. Great people, that board and that staff there at Heritage Valley. really proud of the work that they've done.
That was a question a lot of people have. Well, if I have Highmark, will I be, or if I have UPMC, will I be able to use them at this Heritage? Now the Heritage Valley?
We just went through a negotiation at the county and switched our employee health coverage from UPMC plan to a Highmark plan. And Highmark offered coverage for if you have a doctor that's in a UPMC doctor or an independent doctor or Heritage Valley doctor, they're going to honor all of those there. Highmark and Heritage Valley and UPMC have an agreement that people will still be covered. So the matter is to have the local immediate access, not have to drive hours away to get the attention you need. And of course, there's always the expansion of certainly more online backup and assistance and concierge, they call them, stuff where you can call and talk to people over the phone or through a Zoom call, like to get access to stuff that rather than, having to make an appointment and physically go into a doctor's office. So a lot more of that is happening. The telemedicine thing is really taking off as well, which is, again, needed with so many people being shut in, transportation, different issues that are happening. So
when they announced this, Heritage Valley said it could take up to a year for all the paperwork to go through. And
they stated when we were there at the signing, anywhere from 4 months to 12 months, which sounds like a big gap, and it is a big gap. I would have to feel, because of the importance of this, we're just not talking about Nippon Steel, U.S. Steel merger of corporations and a whole bunch of things you got to sort of. I would think the state would approve this relatively quickly. I can't imagine they'd see any issues from there. And same at the federal level. I think given the importance of healthcare and healthcare coverage, that I would hope it's much closer to the 4 months than the 12 month.
Okay, we'll be back with more Jack Manning. We have Noah Haswell now with news.
Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and beavercountyradio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning. On this Thursday, November the 6th of 2025, we will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. One of the topics discussed at the Beaver County Commissioners' work session yesterday morning at 10 a.m. at the Beaver County Courthouse in Beaver was the winners of the 2025 Beaver County Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Awards dinner occurring last night at Shakespeare's Restaurant and Pub in Elwood City from 5 to 8 p.m. Beaver County Commissioner Jack Manning addressed these businesses and individuals for their achievements of work yesterday during the Commissioners' report.
I'd just like to congratulate all these folks that are being honored. They really add to the quality of life and the economy here in Beaver County. Vistra, I'm just going to read who the winners are, not all the categories, but Vistra, 3Chord, True Wealth Management, Duquesne Light, lawyer Lisa Henry, the Center at Midland, Mark and Nathan Kopsak are getting the Citizen of the Year because you can't pick one, you got to pick both with the Kopsaks. Renee Cosman, Inspired Hearts and Hands, and Brian Wright is the Entrepreneur of the Year. So great people living here and doing some good work here in Beaver County.
I got to give you credit, Jack. You were listening to your own voice, and you weren't like wincing like I do when I hear my voice.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you look. It sounded good. You look like you handled it well. Go back to you, Noah.
PennDOT District 11 announced today that today, weather permitting, bridge inspection activities on McKees Rocks Bridge Route 3104 in the city of Pittsburgh and McKees Rocks Borough will occur from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. Bridge inspection activities requiring a single lane restriction and traffic shift on the McKees Rocks Bridge in the eastbound direction toward Route 65 will happen, and a single lane of traffic will remain open in each direction at all times. The inspection work will be conducted by crews from GFT Infrastructures Incorporated. Pittsburgh-based company PPG announced yesterday that it achieved a Guinness World Records title for the largest simultaneous paint stirring challenge during a customer event at the 2025 SEMA show in Las Vegas. More than 275 participants stirred paint together to highlight the manual effort still common in collision repair before PPG unveiled its new SEM Mix and Shake automated stirring solution. One person was taken to a hospital after an early morning fire in the East Liberty neighborhood of Pittsburgh yesterday. Fire crews were called around 1:40 a.m. to the 6200 block of Station Street, and they worked on the scene for over an hour. The cause of the fire and the condition of the person that was hospitalized are unknown at this time. Federal investigators say a UPS cargo plane's left wing caught fire and its engine fell off just before a fireball crash after takeoff in Kentucky. The crash and fire Tuesday destroyed the plane and spread to nearby businesses in Louisville. Authorities say at least 12 people died and others are missing. 3 people were aboard when the plane crashed as it took off for Honolulu from UPS Worldport at Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport. And some breaking news here on this last one. Powerful Democratic former Speaker Nancy Pelosi won't seek re-election to the U.S. House. Pelosi's announcement today brings to a close her storied career as not only the first woman in the Speaker's office, but arguably the most powerful in American politics. Pelosi has represented San Francisco for nearly 40 years. Pelosi's decision comes after she helped lead California's Prop 50 redistricting effort as the party countered President Donald Trump in this week's election.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
We can expect to see increasing clouds throughout the day with highs near 53 and overnight lows around 36. Cloudy tomorrow with a chance of rain beginning in the afternoon. It's going to be very breezy as well with wind gusts over 25 miles per hour. Look for highs near 60 and lows around 44. And partly sunny on Saturday. We'll see highs in the upper 50s and lows of 42. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Thursday, November 6th of 2025 at 36 minutes after 9, we've got a temperature of 43 degrees currently in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Thank you, Noah. We're back with Ask the Commissioners. Commissioner Jack Manning in studio with us. And Jack, let's get back to another topic we've been talking about, the Pittsburgh Airport. You were there for the ribbon cutting, I believe,
Yeah.
and we're wondering when the new terminal goes into effect. And now at a time where there's the federal shutdown and TSA workers aren't fully back to staff, and there's concerns about that. Any insight on when the new terminal goes into effect?
No, I mean, I'd always heard, sometime before Thanksgiving they were hoping to get it open. I don't know if there's been more delays between the. I just got to tell you, what's happening at the federal level is so frustrating. I mean, you have TSA officers, you have air traffic control people being asked to come in every day. Now they're almost 40 days into not getting paid. It's just absurd. It's ridiculous. And everybody, blame the Democrats, blame the Republicans, blame Trump, blame whoever you want, but just get your job done,
right,
and open the government back up and start to have some serious conversations. It's so frustrating, and it's frustrating for us at the local level with no state budget yet, too. That's starting to get pretty dicey for Beaver County as well. But I would hope and I would think that on some limited basis they would start to open that new terminal up before Thanksgiving. I think they wanted to be able to do the typical Thanksgiving rush. But now I think what I heard yesterday was a report about how travel plans are being curtailed and people are concerned about it. So they aren't scheduling or they're canceling their vacation plans and holiday plans because they're uncertain about the availability of flights. Now they've cut back, I see, on air traffic 10%, but just the uncertainty of are we going to be able to fly or not, and how safe is it to fly? I mean, Congress is not helping our economy and people trying to do business or just leisure or by necessity having to get on a plane and go somewhere. So it's pretty difficult time right now. And it's kind of like last night, listening to one of the awardees talk about how they struggled post the pandemic. And, I was 2 months into being a commissioner when the pandemic hit, and you kind of set your back on your heels. Yeah. And right now, the airline industry, this whole thing is setting them back on their heels, and there could be significant damage done to places that depend on those Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday tourists coming in.
Busiest travel time of the year, for
Yeah.
sure. One positive note on our structure here is where the county is moving its records, and I've seen a lot more activity, a lot more public works trucks up and down. So it seems like a lot of progress being made as far as the transfer from the Wampum mines or the.
Well, yeah, actually, so the first step is we're cleaning out the courthouse of all the stuff that's been stored that we avoided putting into the mines. So the controller's office was the first one out of the chute. She's kind of the test case, and Maria, who does a great job coordinating this stuff, and she's now in the process of moving everything she has stored at, and I think she's taking care of most of the stuff she has in the mines, but having stored over here. So there are some boxes starting to pile up there. Post the election, we'll have the election voting machines and the records and things that Colin was storing elsewhere. Colin says that'll be going in there, and then I think after the controller's office, the pathonatory next. There are certain departments that just, because of law and just the volume of records, have most of the stuff that's kind of stored up from there. And then after we go through that process of getting the organization and the space needed and understanding what can be destroyed, labeling all those boxes, what has to be retained and restored, then we'll probably start to go back to the mines and have people pull the stuff out and then decide what has to be moved versus what can just be stored from there. And hopefully sometime next year we'll be completely done with the mines and everything will be here. And it's a good kind of, I wouldn't say long-term because we never know what the plans are for St. Barnabas for this business and stuff, but clearly a short and midterm. It's been a very good solution, very good relationship, and we've enjoyed the collaboration and the cooperation we've gotten from J.D. Turco and Tony Stewart here and the folks.
What ultimately will be a savings on revenue for the county. You're spending less.
Everything. I mean, just the timing, the traffic, the proximity, the location, and the overall deal we have with the storage. One of the biggest issues with the mines was every time you go to retrieve a box, there's an extra price tag on it. Moving stuff back and forth, and in addition to the normal monthly, costs there. We had, I think, 22 accounts, each department in different places. So it'll be better organized, I think, and obviously more accessible for us, and a little bit less burdensome on our the Public Works Department when this is all set up.
Commissioner Manning, we have a phone call. If you're ready, you want to put on your headphones here, and we'll go out to the phone lines. Hello, you're on the Beaver County Radio Morning Show with Ask the Commissioners.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Deborah.
Hey, I hope me and you are okay.
Oh, we're fine. We're good. I look forward to your calls.
I just get a little testy when it comes to the other subjects we were talking about earlier. But anyway, so I hope me and you are okay. I just wanted to do that little housekeeping before I ask a question.
We're doing good. Please, go ahead. You're talking to Jack Manning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about you, Deb?
Oh, I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good.
Good.
Hey, I have two questions. One's lighthearted, a quick question. And another one I want to ask about the Allegheny Health Network because it's really on my mind.
Okay.
What are they doing on Dutch Ridge Road by Ridge Point Family Church and the houses?
Wow.
There's a little road work going on. Is there anything major going on?
I'm not familiar with what is going on right now.
I've driven by. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. What do you see, Deborah?
Well, when I ride the DART bus up to the Heritage Valley Wellness Center, I've been seeing like some kind of digging, and then there's like a couple guys up there. They're directing traffic.
Well, I know at that one intersection, I think for Windy Goal and that kind of stuff on.
Yeah,
right there. And up.
What's that?
And the next intersection, there's been some plates there. I don't know. I assume that's kind of stormwater runoff or some kind of drainage repair. But that's a PennDOT and a local issue, and we're usually the last to find out about those kinds of things until somebody like you call. So that's about the best of my knowledge.
Okay, well, that would make sense. Now, I was trying to listen to you intently because this is really on my mind a lot. My health insurance is UPMC, okay? And it's HMO SNAP, whatever, okay? So did I hear you right? Did you say that once the merger is done, they're going to continue to accept the UPMC health insurance?
As far as I know, there's an agreement that no hospital will deny you service for having health care coverage from another health care provider. So
my doctors, my physical therapy place, my orthopedic doctor will continue to receive UPMC after this is done. Is that what you're saying too?
Yeah, if you're in the UPMC network, you'll be able to go to any UPMC doctor locally. But if you have an emergency or something, end up having to go to the hospital, they'll take your insurance.
Well, okay, I understand the hospital part, but I'm trying to understand. So you're not really guaranteeing that my providers will take UPMC after this merger, is that right?
If you are in the UPMC system and you go to UPMC doctors, this will have no impact on you at all, or shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
okay.
I'm not an expert in this field. I just know.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm not an expert in this field. You'd have to ask your provider, but I can't believe that there would be an issue if you're in a UPMC system going to UPMC physical therapists, doctors, orthopedic people, whoever it is with a UPMC health plan. You shouldn't have. This should not impact you at all.
Yeah, because my doctors are with Heritage Valley Health System.
Okay, that you should be fine.
I should be fine, you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, I won't linger with this, but thank you for trying to answer my question. Keep doing a good job, all three of you commissioners. You guys are doing wonderful. And thank you for explaining the local thing with the mayor and Beaver, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Deborah. Good call. You had some good questions that people wanted to know, so we appreciate that. You take care. We'll be back with more Jack Manning right after this quick break.
It's time to wake up, Beaver Valley, with Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. Tune in to Beaver County Radio this and every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to Jesus Christ. So wake up early this Saturday and tune in to Wake Up Beaver Valley from 9 until 10 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
What's everyone in Beaver County talking about? It's Beaver County Radio, brought to you exclusively by Fry Transportation. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, a winning team in Beaver County.
Need a new job? Apply at McDonald's. You could work anywhere from 3 hours up to 8-hour shifts. Whatever you choose. Get premium pay for premium hours like opening or closing shifts. They offer insurance, 401k, and more. Apply now at McHire.com. I'm loving it.
Tune in for Spotlight on Seniors every Sunday at 11 a.m. Host Valerie McKelvey will highlight what's important to the seniors of Beaver County. Spotlight on Seniors is brought to you by the Beaver County Office on Aging and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Spend the night at the races for a good cause at Center Stage in Monaca, Saturday, November 8th from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Bet on your favorite horses and have a chance to win money and prizes while enjoying all-you-can-eat wings, hoagies, fries, and beverages. This fundraiser benefits the Mental Health Association in Beaver County and the Families Matter Food Pantry. Go to our website and click on the Mental Health Association in Beaver County logo, or you can get tickets the day of at the door. Come to Center Stage in Monaca, Saturday, November 8th at 6 p.m. for all-you-can-eat food, beverages, and betting on horse races benefiting the Mental Health Association in Beaver County and Families Matter Food Pantry.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
Saturdays at noon, brought to you by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, the Latham team at EXD Realty, Canoes Body Works, and Beaver County Radio. 9:49 on this Thursday morning. We are at 46 degrees on our way to a high of 53. It is Ask the Commissioners. Commissioner Jack Manning is in our studios, and I appreciate you coming in, Jack. I know I'll see you Tuesday as well for the Veterans Day Parade.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to it every year, and it's back in Beaver again, which is a great location to really have all our veterans recognized, saluted, remembered, and appreciated. And I've been talking to those folks. I've been working on it. I think they really have a nice mix of people coming. But there's things like some of the therapy dogs and police dogs are going to be in there. The folks from Legacy Alive are in there. And I don't know how much you know about those, or if you've had them. You need to get John Dudo in here one time. They work with for Gold Star families and just do some fantastic work. I know they're going to be involved, and of course, you know, our Vietnam veterans groups is still one of the largest in east of the Mississippi, I think, with the number of stuff. But we're losing them on a daily basis, just like we were losing the World War II vets and stuff. So you never want to miss an opportunity to continue to thank and appreciate the people that put their life on the line, and some of those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. So I look forward to that. It's always a very poignant day, and there's always a great crowd out lining 3rd Street, so that showing their appreciation for our vets.
It's this Tuesday. Beaver County Radio will be there. We'll be streaming on our Facebook page, and I'll be doing the announcing from the parade as I did for July 4th. So I'll make sure I say your name and wave to you. And
well, I won't be in it. I'll be standing probably near you, waving and applauding as well. But no, the commissioners always like to go there, and it's good. It's the viewing stand is always right outside the courthouse, and like to just stand there and cheer along with everybody else and thank them for their service.
Does draw very well.
Yeah.
Anytime the commissioner's in the house, I like to ask about development too. Anything going on, maybe in any of our river towns, or any new development data centers, or what's the latest that way?
Well, I mean, data centers are the rage right now, kind of nationally and certainly locally, and here in the Commonwealth. Obviously, that has been announced that Bruce Mansfield site's being converted back into an energy producing location to house a data center that will use that energy. There's been a lot of meetings and discussions. That's progressing. The actual owner of the data center hasn't been announced yet, but I can tell you that that's moving forward, and I feel very positive that that's going to have a big impact and hopefully create a large number of jobs between the energy production of the new gas-fired, state-of-the-art energy producing thing, and to manage the data center. Hopefully it'll be the number of jobs that was about equivalent to what Bruce Mansfield was, and with Vistra is now somewhere in the 500 to 600 employee range. And those are good paying jobs. So excited about the prospect of that continuing to move forward and happen. And then there's other interests and projects in the works from Midland down to West Aliquippa, and the Styropex site I don't think has been sold yet. That probably won't be a data center. At least I hope it won't be a data center.
That's in Potter Township.
But yeah, that's my former plant there when it was Nova. Now Styropex. But I know things are progressing there to have some business interests come back in again, create some more manufacturing jobs, advanced manufacturing, distribution type jobs, hopefully. And then we still get questions about pit race, and I have no idea what's happening at pit race other than I'm still kind of bummed about losing them, but I understand, if you get an offer you can't refuse, you can't refuse it.
Right. Yeah.
And apparently that happened for a pit race. So we're still kind of up in the air. Nobody in my circle at all and at the county level has any inkling of what's happening.
Interesting.
There. But there's enough happening up and down the Ohio and other places. And then just with the small business development, the strip malls and things happening in Chippewa, I think the Starbucks in Vanport's starting back up in construction and different stuff. So there's a lot of small projects that.
Wait. Starbucks in Vanport, is that behind the car dealership?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be across the street from the car. That's what we always heard.
Okay.
I don't know. And then
There's a big hole by there's a big
there's
foundation.
sheets on the supposed to be a sheets that's going in
Right.
on the car dealership side.
Okay.
Between the hot dog shop and the car dealership. And a Tractor Supply came into Franklin and all these up there. There's a lot of development people don't see that's happening at that level as well that we're still pretty excited about.
It seems like people have adjusted to the Chippewa one. I remember that opening day, there were a couple fender benders, and now people have figured out if you're turning left, you got to watch out. There might be something coming at you turning
Anytime
right.
you change a traffic signal, you got to watch out there. I will say this: the gas prices have come down in Chippewa. It's still like $3.05 a gallon compared to some other places that were 40 cents higher than that.
No complaints.
Still not Ohio levels, but Ohio doesn't have the same tax level on their gas that we have here in Pennsylvania. But
that'll be a question for Ask the State Legislators next week.
Yeah, please do,
All right.
and tell them to get back to work and pass a budget.
Yeah.
Because it is starting to get a little frustrating and tenuous now, and counties trying to put together their budget, and there's several departments that depend heavily on funding from the state, and there's a lot of unknowns from our emergency management to our community development to behavioral health. I mean, three critical components there that require a lot of state flow-through money, and it's getting difficult. A lot of grants that have been held up because of the lack of a budget, where a lot of nonprofits and other municipalities or even developers had applied for grants, and it's up in the air on whether they're going to get them. And it's affecting everybody's budget and the uncertainty they have going forward. And I'm afraid it's going to stall some things going into 26 that we're planning on or hoping we're going to happen. So they got to stop screwing around and get that thing resolved.
At some point, could it affect county employees' payroll like we're seeing on the federal level? Could it get to that point? Or?
Well, it could be. I mean, especially with HUD funding that heavily, subsidizes. Matter of fact, all of our community development folks, that's all, for the most part, housing and urban development flow through money. So, it's very, very vulnerable there for the groups that homeless shelters, the home repair places, and those kinds of things that depend on that. But a lot of our behavioral health funding, is federal as well as state. Office of Aging. I mean, there's big CYS. There's a lot of impact there, and emergency management. I know it's been on a couple of work sessions. Director Brewer, we're trying to get an increase, and they want to keep flat funding stuff. And when you're flat funding, you're not keeping up with inflation and the cost and the demands for a service that you have. And the last thing in the world we want to do is reduce our service level capability at the county level, because that's truly the county government, and that's why I think we're the only ones that are still working right now every day. We want to make sure that we're maintaining the same level of excellent service in emergency management and behavioral health in community development. And we can only do that with the competent people we have, being able to pay those and staff those things and make sure that we've got the funding to keep those things afloat. Because, I know you've talked to some of the United Way people. We have that Alice number of 40% of the people are either in poverty or one paycheck away from disaster.
Right.
It's like with the SNAP benefit going away. And the strain on food pantries and different things. And it's been a great response. I know my wife and I put a couple of boxes of food together and took it to the Neighborhood North Museum of Play because they were doing a food drive.
Oh, wow, in Beaver Falls.
And a whole bunch of people were doing different food drives to kind of help people through this time. I mean, it's the worst time for government to be screwing around with the people that are most vulnerable and need that safety net and need those services. So
It's a bad time as far as time of year, holidays, and colder weather, and
especially.
Okay. Well, Jack, man, our time is almost up. We only have seconds left. I appreciate you coming on in, as always, to talk to us, keep us informed.
It's always a pleasure. I enjoy coming up here and talking to you guys, and also being able to talk to the public.
I want to hear about that ribbon cutting you're doing at the new pickleball facility inside Beaver Valley Mall.
Yeah, we got an invite for that.
We'll talk about that next.
So I'll check that out for you.
All right, Jack, keep it up. Thank you all for listening. If you missed this or you want to go back and hear something, we have streamed it on Facebook. You can just go to our Facebook page, WBVP, WNBA, and if you catch something you may have heard Jack say, you want to get the latest on, you can do that. Frank Sparks in next. Thank you for spending time with me on this Thursday morning. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Let's do it again then.